Good afternoon, everybody. Today is a new day. You guys know from my last cardiology summary update video, I didn't get the best news. You guys also know that I've been not feeling the best. I think I mentioned that in my cardiology appointment day vlog. But yeah, I haven't been doing well mentally, and I think most of that stems from my physical health and the news I've been getting regarding my physical health. But today I tried to pull myself out of bed, put on a little bit of makeup, put my mask on, do this hair somewhat. I put some lotion on, put on something comfortable and something that I can easily relax in. So yeah, got dressed, pulled myself together, and I'm trying to slowly bring myself out of this funk that I've been in. You guys know at my cardiology appointment, it didn't really go how I had hoped it would go. Obviously, you can't completely prevent bad news with anything. There's constantly going to be bad news in life. That's just how it is. But it really sucks to hear, and it's really scary. So I think that's been affecting me. It always affects me, but definitely more so since that last appointment. But yeah, I also wanted to update you guys on my psych appointment that I had yesterday morning, my follow-up with my new psychiatrist. I've seen him once virtual, I believe I talked about that. But yesterday morning I saw him in person for our follow-up at the clinic where I see my primary care doctor. He's a really lovely guy. He's just amazing. I'm so happy that my doctor was able to get me in with him and refer me to him. So yeah, basically Beeps came with me because my psychiatrist really wanted Beeps' opinion on everything and his perspective of what's been going on with me mentally and what he's seen physically from me due to my mental state, if that makes sense. So Beebs was a saint and he came with me, and it was a long appointment. I definitely was not in a good mood, but I tried to put on a face and just power through it. Like I said, he's amazing. I really loved meeting him in person. Very smart, very helpful. So yeah, we waited for a little bit. I believe I've said that he's only at the clinic I go to once a week, so he's busy when he is there. But it was a little over an hour. We discussed anything and everything, from the forms that I mentioned in my cardiology appointment day vlog, I believe. He went over those, the one that my dad filled out, the one that Beeps filled out, and then two or three that I filled out. And from there, he gave me an official diagnosis after those forms and some discussion and going over things. There was an official diagnosis for BPD, aka borderline personality disorder. That was expected. Due to my research and what I've experienced, not only up here, but how I'm acting in the last few years since being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I was diagnosed in 2019. Anyway, from my research over the years and my experience mentally, I've just had a gut feeling that it wasn't bipolar and that it was BPD. And I've thought that forever, for years. And especially after my major cardiac event, I think the BPD spiked a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So yeah, that diagnosis was very expected. It didn't hit me whoa, I have BPD. I was just yeah, I knew that. By the way, no hate to the original doctor that diagnosed me with bipolar 1. He does amazing work, but I feel like you get a wrong diagnosis every once in a while. Everybody does. Doctors slip up too. They may be doctors, but at the end of the day, they're not miracle workers and they don't know everything. So no hate to him. He's amazing. He was wonderful, and I'm happy that I went and saw him when I did. And it helped me really get started in treating my mental state. So yeah, that diagnosis was expected. And like I said, again, no hate to that doctor. So yeah, there was the official diagnosis for BPD. And then through more discussion and the forms again, he ended up giving me an official diagnosis for ADHD as well. Um, I believe I've told you guys before that most psych meds that they prescribe are they can affect the QT interval. You guys know I have heart conditions. I have long QT syndrome, which is a rhythm disorder, aka QT interval. So that's something we need to watch for. And I've told you guys that my psychiatrist has my heart doctors, like all their info and how to contact them and whatever. Um, but yeah, so I have long QT syndrome. I have dilated cardiomyopathy, which is basically heart disease. It's a heart muscle disease. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's heart disease. Not going to make it harder for anyone to understand. It's not rocket science. And then I'm technically in heart failure. I do see the Heart Institute, aka the Heart Failure Clinic at the hospital I get treated at. Um, so, yeah, that being said, like I was saying, circling back to a lot of psych meds can affect the QT interval. So, we are watching closely for that. Now, I mentioned that and the fact that he is communicating directly with my heart doctors for that reason. I mentioned that to say this. He wants me on a new medication for anxiety. I thought he was prescribing it for ADHD, but it's really for anxiety. It's called Buspirone. I've never personally had experience with that medication, and it gave me deja vu, like when he said it. Um, and I talked to my dad after the appointment, and I was like, "Was Mom on that? Like, why does it sound familiar?" And he was like, "I don't remember her being on that. Like, maybe it's been so long." We both couldn't figure it out, but I knew it gave me deja vu, like hella. Um, and then I ended up talking to my sister, and she's had experience with Buspirone, so that's why it sounded so familiar. Um, anyway, that being said, Buspirone is a stimulant, and he told me like it can, like any other psych med, affect the QT interval. And for my own peace of mind, and also for his peace of mind when prescribing me that, I wanted him to speak to my cardiologist directly, whether that's through a message or a phone call or whatever, because he can get a message directly to my cardiologist. So he agreed with me. He was like, "Absolutely, I believe that we should communicate with your heart doctors before we send over a prescription or start any new medication." That being said, we haven't gotten a response from my cardiologist. The psychiatrist told me that he would reach out to me on the app that my clinic uses through the messaging like portal. Um, when he hears back from my cardiologist, I reiterated to him though, like whenever I call the hospital or call cardiology, I can never speak to him directly. He's very busy. He has a lot to do, a lot of patients. He does serious work. So I reiterated that to my psychiatrist, and he was like, "Yeah, like I don't know when I'll hear from him, but when I do, I will reach out." So we're still waiting for a response from my cardiologist. And like I said, he's not going to send any prescription over or have me start taking anything until they communicate with each other. For me, at the end of the day, my cardiologist has the final say. His word is the most important in any situation. Obviously, the psychiatrist's opinions and inputs and suggestions are very important, but there's a very fine line between like going with what the psychiatrist says just because I want to feel better mentally and having it affect my heart, or choosing to listen to my cardiologist over anybody else, because if it affects my heart and something bad happens, then I'm screwed. You know what I mean? So I'm at a very fine line of like whose side to go with. And I feel like both are equally important. I'm not saying that like mental health isn't important and physical health isn't important. They're both level with each other in importance. But basically my view is that like my heart doctor has the final say because he knows best about my heart and what will affect my heart. And obviously, physical health is directly related to mental health, like, and vice versa. Like, if you don't feel good down here, you're not going to feel good up here. And if you don't feel good up here, you're not going to feel good down here. So it just sucks. It's a internal tug of war, and it's just awful. But fingers crossed that my cardiologist won't have any major concerns or rebuttals against that medication, and we can get taking that. Obviously, like I said a million times, I'm gonna go with my cardiologist's word before I start taking any psych meds, due to the fact that it can affect QT intervals. So that's an update. And then at our last appointment, the virtual appointment that I believe I talked about with the psychiatrist, I might be confusing you, I'm sorry. But the last virtual appointment, the first appointment I had with the psychiatrist, he gave me an official diagnosis for PTSD, chronic panic attacks, and severe depression and anxiety. I already knew the anxiety. That's a given. My mom was the most anxious human being I've ever met. And I'm not like hating on her or shit talking. Like, I get it. It's fucking horrible. Your mind is like fighting to survive when you're having a panic attack or when you're anxious. And I, like my mom, am constantly anxious. Like, it doesn't matter. Anything will make me have a panic attack. I'm just anxious. An anxious soul, if you want to call it that. So, yeah, expected the anxiety. I knew depression was in there somewhere. I just never really had an official diagnosis. I knew the PTSD was there to an extent, but I didn't know if I would actually get an official diagnosis. But now that I'm thinking about it, now after I have the diagnosis, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that's that. I just have not been doing well, but I'm glad that we're getting everything figured out with my psyche and with my physical health. Obviously, both are very scary. Heart condition, heart failure, heart disease is scary as fuck in general. You guys know my background with experience with heart disease with my mom. And bad news for that is scary as fuck for anybody. So that's expected. But also, I feel like the fear for the psyche side of things is it's just new territory. I've lived since 2019 with the wrong diagnosis. And I wasn't treating my actual mental illness, the actual chemical imbalance I have in my brain. I was treating something that I didn't even have. I was finding solutions for bipolar disorder, not for BPD. And same with ADHD. I'm learning how to live with that reality, learning how to treat those conditions in my everyday life, like just things I can do, things my doctors do, stuff like that. So both are scary. Both are obviously new territory for me in very different ways, but still scary nonetheless. So yeah, navigating that, faced a new reality, a horrible, terrifying reality since last January when I had my cardiac event, and now in 2026 I'm experiencing a new reality with mental health. So it's hard, but I'm navigating through it slowly. Luckily, I have an amazing fucking partner that supports me no matter what, loves me all the way through it, never gives up on me. So I'm super thankful for him. And just, I have an amazing support system. My dad, my stepmom, my sister. I have great friends. Obviously, my family, all of them are amazing. My doctors I consider them part of my support system. And then I also have a support system that isn't here physically. I have a support system on the other side. My mom, my aunt, my grandpa, our close family friend. Like, I just have so many angels supporting me from up above. So, remote support system, I guess I would call it. But that's a little update. I have been struggling, but I want you guys to know, like, even though it's been eating me alive, I've gotten really good advice from my dad. He actually sent me a TikTok creator that he told me about the other day. He sent me the link last night. This guy has been fighting cancer for like 5 years, I believe. and he's been through over 100 rounds of chemotherapy. That's insane. That's a battle that I never want to see. Like, cancer's fucking horrible. Anyway, he posts like motivation about like life's battles and like mindset, I guess. I want to say from like personal experience of what he's going through in his life and like how to deal with it mentally, I guess, how to cope with it. And my dad, the specific video that he had sent me, the gentleman said two things that really stuck out to me. First thing was the quality of your life will only be as good as the quality of your thoughts. And that was like, damn, like the switch flipped. And I was like, Nicole literally said that same thing to me. Like, physical and mental health directly correlate with each other. So that makes sense. Like, I felt like a dumbass. I was like, yeah, that was accurate. I should have listened the first time I heard it. I tried to listen. I'm not being like dramatic. It's hard when you're going through so much. Anyway, so he said that really stuck out to me. The second thing he said is he was relating it to like trials on earth, like what you're experiencing, your battles that you're dealt. He said if you keep reopening that trial, you will be trapped in that mental courtroom. And I was like, damn, that is fucking insane. Like, that is fucking insane. So true. If you keep like insult to injury type of thing, you're going to be trapped in that cycle. And it's a horrible, vicious, dark, just bad cycle to be trapped in. So I will put his TikTok username down below. If anybody else is struggling with health issues, mental health, just anything that you might be struggling with, any trial that you're facing in your life, like I said, his username will be down below. Go check out his videos. It's amazing. He does amazing things on the internet and really inspires people. I know he changed my point of view when I watched one video last night. But yeah. So those two things really stuck out to me. But like I was saying, amazing support system. I've gotten really good advice. And I'm slowly trying to pull myself up out of this funk. It's hard. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of resilience. But I'm doing it. I am the daughter of a mother who was a fucking fighter. Like, the strongest, toughest fighter I've ever met. And if I can be half the woman she was, I will consider my life a successful one. So anyway, I'm sorry that 17 minutes of this vlog was a sit-down video, pretty much, of me ranting and raving. But you guys can probably tell from the background that I am in the reptile room. I haven't done my misting. I did turn the lights on this morning. So they've been on for a couple hours. But I do need to mist these critters. And then I also want to feed Noodle Man today. So I think that's going to be the plan. I'm already like low on misting water. So I'm going to have to refill that. I'll probably do it when I go out to prep Noodle's meal. Grogu Man is back on that wall. You guys know I'm very skeptical to open it if I can't see him. And like, if he's anywhere near the front of the enclosure, I won't open the door. You guys know I don't trust him. But there's the beautiful boy. I'm just gonna mist him. I try my hardest not to mist them directly. From my knowledge, it's bad for them to mist the gecko itself directly. So I try not to hit him with the mist, but sometimes it happens. And I do like to mist the back wall. I missed his enclosure pretty thoroughly. So that's it for Grogu Man. I forget to lock this, so we're gonna do that today. I also slept in here the other night when I was suffering. And my Winnie the Pooh ice drip, whatever you want to call it, is in here. So I think ice is jewelry. Anyway, my drip is in here, so I'm gonna go put that in the laundry room at some point. I also lost maybe my blood pressure cuff. I went to take my morning reading. I didn't take it at all yesterday, which I'm upset about. I've been very good about taking it every day. Anyway, I went to take this morning's reading and log it in my little book that you guys have seen a million times. And I can't find my blood pressure cuff anywhere. I ended up texting Beebs and telling him I couldn't find it, and I asked him if it was in the Corolla, and he checked for me and said it's not in there. So I ended up calling the clinic to see if they maybe had it, if somebody had turned it in, and nobody has turned it in, or they haven't seen it that they're aware of. So I'm not confident that the clinic ever had it, that I ever had it there. I told Beebs the same thing. I was like, I don't think I even had it at the clinic, but whatever. So that's frustrating, but I'll figure it out. Hopefully I can find it. I will check like my car and everywhere. Even though I know I didn't have it in my car, I'm the type of person that will check everywhere. I let that kind of shit bother me. So yeah, I have been drinking water this morning. I need to be better about that. I also wanted to mention that my cardiologist encouraged me to get 30 minutes of heavy exercise every day. Obviously, heavy exercise like that is very good for the heart. Helps strengthen the heart in literally every fucking way you can think of. He told me that he wants me to be out of breath, not be able to finish a sentence because I'm breathing heavily. My body is active and working, and I'm just genuinely out of breath. Now, I don't want you guys to confuse that. He doesn't want me to overdo it. He doesn't want me to make myself miserable. He doesn't want me to make myself feel like I'm going to pass out. He just wants me to get moderate to heavy exercise. Like I said, it is very good for the heart. So, haven't started that yet, but I'm taking things slowly, and I'm only doing what I can do. I'm not going to overwhelm myself due to the fact that I've already been struggling. So maybe I'll follow a short MadFit, equipment-free workout today. I will also have the MadFit channel down below. She's amazing. But yeah, so taking it slowly. We're going to start with drinking water, and we'll see if a workout happens today. If not, I'll go into the staircase and walk up and down a few times and hope that no one else sees me walking up and down the stairs like a psychopath. But yeah, I'm not going to think about that right now. We're going to take it 1 second at a time. Yeah, my morning was made better. Every morning is made better. I got yet another love note from Beebs. You guys know that my wall over here is filling up with all of his words of affirmation and his showing his love for me, acts of kindness. I'm so happy to have a man that puts in so much effort to make me feel loved and special, including the sweet Valentine's Day card. So I actually hung today's note up here. So yeah, this is my situation. I have been doing some journaling today. I actually reached my little collage page. I can't show you because it has info on it, like I've said, but getting pretty far into this journal. It's been helping me a lot, and that's just another thing that I've been doing to take care of myself. And obviously, when I have this journal, when I look at it, I see a lot of people that mean a lot to me. Michael, Elvis, my mom, my dad, and my sister. So I need to get a picture of Beebs and I and put it in here. What we're working with. So also I have the appointment summary that I just wanted to mention from my psychiatrist, my appointment yesterday. He recommended a couple of things, so I want to go through that as well. All right, I've got the appointment summary in hand. After visit summary, he said the diagnoses that I have are anxiety, depression, BPD, PTSD, panic attacks, ADHD. He wants me to consider counseling for PTSD, which I've been to both counseling and therapy. I feel like they're the same thing. Not anymore. They're expensive, so I'm taking a break from that right now. Obviously, he knows that finances are involved in that, and he understands. So he recommended counseling for PTSD. He wants me to schedule a neuropsychological testing appointment for my memory. I've mentioned to you guys before, I believe, that it is a possibility that I do have a tiny bit of memory loss from my brain damage, memory loss from my cardiac event. So he wants me to do that, and he gave me the numbers for a few different places that I can get that testing at. He told me to shop around and see what I can afford if I can afford it. And then obviously, like I said, he wants me to consider buspirone for anxiety. He'll contact my cardiologist to consider it. He also wants me to talk to my PC about increasing my mood stabilizer. You guys know I'm on the Lamictal. And then stimulant medication for ADHD, contraindicated as it prolongs QT interval. So the contraindication basically means like I can't take that because it will affect the QT interval, like I mentioned. So that's my appointment summary. I've got another appointment March 20th with my primary care, April 14th with my psychiatrist, April 17th with my EP doctor, and another one with my primary care May 4th, and then I have June 15th with cardiology. So a lot of appointments, but that's my life. So we're staying positive. Also, I think I found my new favorite lip combo. I use the Anastasia lip palette. I believe you guys have seen me use that before. So you guys are stuck to the mirror, and I'm hoping to God that my phone doesn't fall and ruin this vlog, but I will show you what I used. I actually used the Nicole Guerrero glow kit as well. Anyway, the lip combo that I was just mentioning, I just was like throwing stuff on today to make myself feel better, and I ended up using this like dark reddish brown color. It's very dark if you like fully apply it on your lips. So I put a little bit on the brush I used for this palette and just like patted it on my lips so it's not as intense. And then I took an angled brush with the same color and did like a lip liner situation and like ombre that. And then I put a lip gloss over top. And that's actually in the bedroom. So I will show you that as well. It is this Physicians Formula Diamond Plumper mineral wear. I was looking for this forever and Beeps found it like stuck in the couch yesterday. So glad to have this back. Amazing lip gloss. It lasts forever. This is in Diamond Marquee. Love the packaging. So that's my new fave lip combo. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have to talk about in this vlog. Hopefully I can find my blood pressure cuff. That really will make me upset if I can't find it. But yeah, pray for me that I find it. Pray for me that I can pull myself out of this funk and that I can start doing better, improving in every way. If you guys are going through something similar to my situation or not, whatever you may be fighting through in life, I'm there with you 100%. Also, I started a account on X. I've had many accounts and I've never really been a fan of that platform. No, hey, I just don't really, it's not my preferred social media platform. But I did start a page on X and I'm devoting that page to heart disease, heart failure awareness. I posted a few, like a general summary of why I'm on that platform in a few different tweets. I don't know what else to call them, posts. So if you want to follow me there, that will be down below. But yeah, that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this sit down video / vlog. I don't know if I'll consider this part of Vlog Chronicles. Maybe I'll just do like a vlog-ish vlog sit down combo. I don't know. But yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate your support. I'm getting through it and I hope you are too. Let's support each other and encourage each other. You should always be encouraging and praying for those around you. Anyway, like I always say, don't forget to always express what you're thankful for. Drink your water, take your meds, and if your posture's bad, fix it. And until next time, I will see you later. Love you. Bye. Mwah.